Launching a podcast can feel so overwhelming and there's so many moving pieces. But here's the secret. With the right plan, you can simplify the process and launch your podcast with confidence. So in this video, I'm sharing a step-by-step guide to creating a podcast launch plan that sets you up for success. So whether you're just starting out or you've been dreaming about this for a while, this is a roadmap you're going to need to finally make it happen. Hi, I'm Liz Chapman, and I help entrepreneurs launch and grow podcasts that captivate their audience and build their business. I've worked with so many entrepreneurs to simplify the podcasting process, and today I'm going to walk you through the essential steps to creating a podcast launch plan that works. But before we dive in, I'm so excited to share that the cart is officially open for my podcast launch simplified course. If you're ready to take the guesswork out of launching your podcast and follow a proven step-by-step system, this course is for you. Check out the link in the description below or pause this video and go to lizchapmanco.com/podcast-launch-simplified. Okay, every successful podcast starts with clarity. So ask yourself, why are you launching this podcast? Who is your ideal listener? Your purpose will keep you motivated because it will get hard, and knowing your audience will guide your content. So, for example, if you're targeting entrepreneurs, you might focus on actionable advice or success stories that resonate with their challenges. Write these down. It'll serve as the foundation for everything else in your launch plan. And it's tempting to skip this part, but if you really dig deep and really think through these questions, it's going to bring you a lot of clarity, which will make everything else a little bit easier when it comes to creating content, being consistent, recording your podcast on those days where you don't want to do it. So really dig deep into those questions. For example, one of my clients launched a podcast aimed at female entrepreneurs who wanted quick, actionable sales tips, and her episodes were 15 to 20 minutes long. They were perfectly tailored to her audience, and we know that because checking her analytics, her consumption rate is very high. So having this clarity made it easier for her to plan topics, structure episodes, and even choose her podcast name. So spend time here. Like I said, this clarity is crucial. Okay, next, decide on your format. Will your podcast be solo episodes, interviews, or a mix of both? How long will each episode be? Having a clear format ensures consistency, which is key to building your audience. For example, if you're planning a 30-minute interview-based show, block out time in your calendar, not just for the recording, but also for the research portion and the editing portion. And if you're going to have interview shows, keep it a balance. I like to tell my clients 1/3 interview based and 2/3 solo episodes. If you have too many interview based episodes, then your guests will start to see you as the interviewer of the experts. So think about your audience's habits. Are they likely to listen during a morning commute or while doing chores? A 20 to 30-minute format might work best for them. On the other hand, if your content is more in depth, like storytelling or how-tos, longer episodes could be more appropriate. Batch a few practice episodes to test your format and length. This will help you feel natural and figure out what resonates with your audience. And then you'll be able to tell what is resonating with them by watching your analytics. Okay, content is so important. So before you launch, outline your first 5 to 10 episodes. Think about what topics will grab your audience's attention right away and showcase your expertise, and have a get to know you episode. When I look at my clients' analytics, their episodes that are about them and their stories are often one of the most popular episodes. And then every month when I check their analytics, it continues to be a top performing episode for them. Okay, so here's how to brainstorm. Start with your audience's pain points. What are their biggest challenges or questions? And then create episodes that provide solutions to those problems. One thing to keep in mind when you're creating content is, yes, you want to hit on pain points and solutions, but you also want to weave in stories. One of the things we see lately in the podcast analytics is like teaching is really good, but the reason people listen to a podcast is for that human element. So if you're interjecting like your humor in or stories in, those are still really, really important parts of your episodes. So make sure you're not just teaching all the time and you're kind of humanizing those episodes as well. So a great way to start with your episodes is to start with evergreen content, topics that will be relevant long after your launch. So for example, A life coach might record episodes on overcoming self-doubt or setting goals, which are always really valuable. One of the biggest challenges for new podcasters is staying consistent, which is why you need a workflow. So break the process into manageable steps. 1, research and outline your episode. 2, record and edit. 3, create your show notes and promotional assets. And then 4, schedule and publish. When you have a clear system, you save time, and most importantly, you stay on track, especially after your launch. For my launch clients, I create a system in Airtable so they can track each piece of their episode production and help them stay on track. And batch your content. Record 2 or 3 episodes in one session, which is going to save you time, maintain consistency. If you're recording your podcast episodes week to week, you're going to burn out. You will. I promise you, you will. So when you batch, life's going to get busy. Batching helps with that, and you'll have episodes ready to go. One of the biggest launch mistakes I see is that new podcasters will often wait until launch day to mention they have a podcast. Don't wait. Don't wait until launch day to start promoting your podcast. So build excitement by sharing behind the scenes content, sneak peeks of your episodes, or even a countdown on social media in your stories. I love those stickers. You can also ask your audience questions like, what topics would you like to hear about? And that helps get them involved in your launch process early on. And then make sure you create a trailer episode, which is a short teaser that tells your audience what your podcast is about and why they should listen. This, I will usually publish a trailer ahead of launch day so that, 1, it establishes your RSS feed, because you have to have a live episode to do that. And it starts building excitement and anticipation for your launch when your potential listeners can go in and kind of hear what the podcast is going to be about. Now, when launch day comes, plan to release at least 3 episodes. This gives your listeners more content to binge, which increases engagement and makes them more likely to subscribe, which is what we want. So don't forget to promote your launch on all your platforms, email, social media, and even within your existing network. Ask for reviews and ratings, which will help boost your visibility. All right, here's what you can do to maximize your launch. Share your episodes everywhere: email lists, social media, Facebook groups. Make sure it's okay to post links in there. You don't want to get yourself kicked out. Basically promote everywhere where you think your audience is hanging out. Ask your friends, family, coworkers to listen, subscribe, and leave reviews. Create shareable graphics and sound bites from your episodes so you can post them online. And then remember, the first few days after your launch are critical for gaining momentum. Okay, so let's recap the steps for creating your podcast launch plan. 1, clarify your purpose and audience. 2, choose your podcast format and structure. 3, develop a content plan. 4, create a production workflow. And then 5, build anticipation and excitement before your launch. And then 6, launch with all the excitement because you finally did it. Okay, with these steps, you're going to have a clear roadmap to make your podcast launch as smooth and successful as possible. And if you're ready to take the next step, the cart is open for my Podcast Launch Simplified course. Very excited. This course walks you through everything we talked about today and so much more. It has templates, checklists, and guidance to make your launch stress-free. So click the link in the description below, and I'd love to see you inside Podcast Launch Simplified, or head to lizchapmanco.com/podcast-launch-simplified. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more podcasting tips. See you in next week's video.